Well, I'm learning a pretty hard lesson right now. I am one where I don't like to just buy things off the cuff. I like to put some research into it. It may take me a couple weeks or a few weeks, or in some cases it may take me a little over a month. My PS5, that one took me quite a while to figure out when I actually wanted a PS5, right? My car, I'll usually put in a month or two's worth of research on car brands and stuff before I actually start looking for a car. My phone or even my camera, I'll do research on that stuff well beforehand. And now it's kind of biting me in the butt because with Lego, I went onto my wish list and I have 3 different wish lists set up on the Lego website, and I had to take off about a dozen different things, including some from the Harry Potter series and the space series that I wanted to get, but now they're retired. I'm holding off too long on buying some of these collectibles. I need to be quicker with pulling that trigger. The reason I'm getting into this now is because I did a little bit of research on when a couple of them may retire, and they're looking at retiring the middle of this year to the end of the year, somewhere in that bubble. I need to jump on it now. I'm gonna use some of the money I had put away for my Disney trip, which I planned on spending at the Lego store purchasing these Legos. But there's a chance that they may not be there when I get there. So I need to be able to pull the trigger now, say I have the money, spend it, get them now, eat the loss on that, instead of them retiring and me having to spend an extra $100 to get them. And I don't think this goes just for Legos, but for rather anything that you collect, because die-cast model cars, trading cards, everything increases a certain percentage when it retires. Very few things decrease when they retired. Obviously they're no longer made, and they're somewhat harder to find. There are some trading cards that are very common, but in general everything increases, so it's better just to pull the trigger now. Do you guys have that issue? Do you guys second guess, like, if you need to buy things now or if you wait a little bit? Have you ever lost out on stuff like that? Let me know in the comment section below. Hey guys, hope you're all doing fantastic this week so far. I haven't had much to vlog. I'll have more to vlog when I'm at my house and whatnot, but when I'm here with my parents, really just what's going on in my room is what I'm vlogging at the time. And right now it's just going through Lego stuff, and I feel like I've talked about that enough in the past few videos, so I want to give you guys a break from all that. Right now it's just organizing some more stuff for the city, as well as figuring out my Excel spreadsheet for my challenge video, because I kind of have to dwindle that down a little bit, because right now it would take me like a full 2 weeks to build everything instead of just doing it in just a few days. So I gotta dwindle that down a little bit. But this week has not been a good week for technology. I went to Target to pick up, I'll show a picture of them right here, to pick up well, I went there for shaving cream, but they had the Series 23 minifigure packs, so I grabbed like 6 or 8 of them, and I'm looking for the Falconer, the one I showed you before, where the redheaded chick with the leather glove and the hawk, or the falcon, and then the bow at her side. And I wanted to get more of those for the castle build that we're going to do at the new place. And when I went to go scan them, it gave me a warning, and then the cashier, it was a self-checkout, and then the cashier came over and she scanned them, and she's like, oh yeah, they're not supposed to be on the shelf until 5/1. I'm like, I'm a little confused on that because these came out January 1st. And she's like, no. And then she took them and walked off. Like, she was really rude about the whole thing. So I'm just like, okay. So I just took my stuff and I left. Or I paid for it, obviously, and then I left. And then I went back the next day, early in the morning, like on my way to work type of thing, and picked up, I wanted to try it again, so I picked up a couple sodas, and then I picked up a few more of those things. And I went through and I explained what happened the day before, and she rang them up, and sure enough, the same thing came on. And I went up to him, she was talking to the manager, and I went to the manager as well. I'm like, look, I can buy these things on your website, but you can't sell them in the stores. That doesn't make a lick of sense. And 5/1 is the date of the new Disney minifigures. These came out in January. I can buy them from your site as well as the Lego store. So I don't know what you guys are doing with the barcodes, but they might be a little mixed up here. And he's like, well, there's really nothing we can do. And that was the end of it. And then right before that, I tried going onto my Pop Funko app to look through some of the ones I wanted to sell, because once I get into the new place, like I said, I mentioned in a much previous video, I plan on selling off a lot of my Pop Funko figures, just to have money for appliances and stuff like that. The figures that I don't really need. Apparently Pop Funko redid their app and their website or whatever. I don't know the full details of it, but apparently they redid everything, so you needed to re-log in, and then you needed to re-verify your account, so the transfer could take place or whatever. So I put in all my information, I reset the password, and said, okay, you're going to be sent a SMS message with a code in it, put the code in to verify your account. Did the phone number, I did for 2 days, this is the 3rd day now, where I selected, yes, that's my phone number, send me the code, nothing. I got in contact with Pop Funko, gave them all my information, they looked into it, they said, because you have US Cellular, that we've known of a known issue where US Cellular people won't actually get the code, and I have to call US Cellular and get that taken care of with them. I'm like, I'm not going through all this work just to redo my list and to get the codes and everything like that. So I'm just waiting to hear back from them if I can get maybe an export of the list that I had. It kind of sucks because that app was great until they redid it. And the same thing with Target, where I hate that even if their information is wrong, they can't fix it because it's in the system like that. Like I went to school for IT. I love technology. I love the growth of technology, but technology is a tool. It should not be a crutch. And this is my little rant about it, but I think the problem is that as a society, we've gotten stores that are so reliant on technology where if their server goes down, they can't do squat. They send everyone home because they can't do squat. You can't tell me that you can't do manual transactions. Like, you can't just manually keep track of what you're selling and what you're buying and stuff like that. Maybe do a max of 10 to 15 items instead of people doing large shopping orders, and then you can't open the cash register and do manual math. Like that's a problem. We're so reliant on technology to where so many people use it as a crutch, not as a tool, and that's my issue with it. So I know Best Buy is the same way. Their thing shut down once, and they just told everybody in the store to leave. So while I was out in the parking lot, I know exactly what I wanted, and they only had one left. So I went on their app on my phone and I bought it. And when I went up to him and I'm like, okay, look, I bought this on your website, go get it for me. And he went and got it. But speaking of Pop Funkos, I wanted to show you one that I picked up actually with the help of my mom. It is Walt in the train. This one is awesome. I love this. It's gonna go great with the castle. I kind of wish I could have gotten the other Walt's or Mickey's that I want to say there was another Walt where he's just, or was that Roy? Was it Roy Disney or Walt Disney? They were standing with the castle. I think that came in a different set, but I think there might be another train one as well. But I just find this one so cool. But yeah, the Pop Funko collection is going to be dropping down to about half of what it was. I think I have a little over 400, 450, and it's going to be dropping down dramatically. I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of them. So I had to take a hard look at what my hobbies were and where I was just spending money and I didn't need to. And with the Pop Funkos, I felt that I was putting money into it because I just wanted to buy them. Oh, I just watched Full Metal Alchemist and they have Pop Funkos, so I'm going to buy all the Pop Funkos because I thought it was a really good show. I don't need to do that. I don't need to spend all that money on Pop Funkos just because I enjoyed the show, right? Especially for half of the characters I didn't really care for. So instead of doing that, I'm going to invest in the ones that I truly, truly, truly want. And the same thing goes for gaming. And I mean, I would love to spend money on gaming, but I don't want to die and have all these games just not being played. I want to be able to enjoy the games, right? With Lego, it's a little different because I buy it, I build it. I am only buying the Legos I truly want, though. So I'm not like going out there and buying all the Friends sets or the BTS set that they just came out with, or just random sets that I really don't need. Like a lot of the Technic sets, I would love to have those, but I don't truly need them. If I get them down the road and I have spare money, sure, why not? But no, I'm spending my money wisely. I like how we go from 42 degrees with absolutely almost no snow on the ground. There may have been like little pockets of snow every now and then, but basically it was all melted. And we wake up this morning and we have this. kind of hard to make it out because it's all flurries, but it's still snowing. Oh, birds are out, stocking up on food. But yeah, we're looking at what, a good 5 to 6 inches right now. That's crazy. It's spring now. I think everybody jinxed it because my dad put his snowblower away, and a friend of mine got her spring jacket and stuff out, and yeah, just bad voodoo. But it makes for a good day to stay inside and play games and clean and maybe work on some Legos. So I should probably update you guys on what happened with Funko and US Cellular and whatnot. So basically, I called US Cellular after talking to, basically it was a basic sales rep, and then I went to like a higher IT person. I was talking to the higher IT person there, and we were looking at it from his side of things and my side of things, and trying to track down what was actually going on. And basically, it was on Pop Funko. He's like, we can't really, I guess, do anything on our part because the only numbers you have blocked are, like, we don't physically block any numbers. The only numbers that are blocked are coming from you. You block them, not us. So they can't do anything on their end. And Pop Funko was pointing the finger at basically anyone other than themselves for the problem. And then like a day later, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try it just for the heck of it. Went on there, clicked on it, sent me the code, nothing. 2 hours later, I get the thing on my phone saying, oh, here's your activation code. I'm like, holy crap. So I went and did it right away, and sure enough, it let me in. But there's a catch. When I go to look at my list, it'll say, oh, your list is worth this much money and this is how many you have in it. And then I go to click on it and I have the same problem as everyone else, where it says, oh, a fresh new list, why don't you add something to it? It basically shows me what it's worth and how many I have, but it doesn't show any of them in the list. It says the list is empty. And it's whoever tested the app on Funko's part of things, they never tested it on a large scale. That's my opinion on what happened, and it suffered because the rating for it on the Google Play Store plummeted over the past week. Just dropped. I think it's like 1.7 the last time I looked at it, and it was above a 3 or a 4 at one point. So that's unfortunate, and I'm sorry to see that. But yeah, I'm actually finding some Pop Funkos here that I had packed away that I didn't have enough space for at the storage unit. So I'm going through those, figuring out if I could sell some of these, and then taking a look at some of my games too. I'm not going to sell any of my games, but I am going to put the halt on buying large scales of games, just because I want to be able to play through them. I want to be able to enjoy the games. I'm watching people stream video games and they're having so much fun when they're not tied down to, I need to finish this game as quickly as I can to move on to the next game. And that's what happened with me. So I'm definitely going to calm down with it and enjoy the games that I have and just play them. Just going through some Lego stuff right now, and I'm finding a bunch of manuals that when we do get a place, like these are just the ones for some of the city builds and some of the actually, which ones are they? We got, you got a couple city ones right there. Oh, Speed Champions, that's what they were. Then I got a bunch from the Speed Champions ones, but I want to be able to file these in a proper manner. So I'm thinking about getting a nice filing cabinet. I'm not really sure though. The issue with the filing cabinet is I have a plan for how I want to do up the basement, no matter where I am. If it's not finished, I know exactly how I want to finish it. I'm going to make it look really sharp and really nice. But I don't want just a random tin or aluminum tower placed against a wall with all the manuals in it. So I'm going to look at what options people use for something like that, because I could easily just put them in boxes and put them in some kind of a storage device down in the basement, or I can put them off to the side on just a rack along with all of the Legos that we plan on selling. I don't know. I'm going to look into that and see what I can find. I have been also kind of batting around the idea of making merchandise for the channel. Merchandise that I would use, like hoodies, mugs, notebooks, keychains, stuff like that. I've been batting around the idea, obviously with stuff with the logo on it, but then stuff with Odin, the little otter that we use for all of the art for the gaming channel. The only issue with that is I want to make sure that the artist is also getting paid for that too. So I would have to take some of the proceeds from that, give it to her, as well as split it with me. So I want to make sure all my ducks are in a row before moving forward with any of that stuff. But when I do, and if I do come out with some stuff, I will definitely let you guys know, because I feel it's stuff that people could use on an everyday basis. Not, well, he has certain phone cases or certain style backpacks and stuff like that. It's like, no, I kind of want it to be more universal. I want it to be stuff that everyone can use, and there's really no limitations to it. So I'm going to look into that, probably do months of research before jumping into that one, but we'll see what we can come up with. But I think I'm going to call the video there for today. I do want to apologize for not putting out more content in the past couple weeks. Work has been kind of stressful, and that on top of coming home and wanting to film and edit content for the channel, as far as like gaming content goes, definitely can put a strain on some things. My stress level was through the roof. So right now I'm at a point where it's a lot better, and I also, at the end of the month, since we're now crossing out March, I can show you the Lego build that I did in the next video, so stay tuned for that one. But I will see you guys then. Until then, take care and peace out.